You know, it's funny, I had already planned on making this video, but today a good friend of mine texted me saying like, hey, I'm thinking about buying an iPad Pro. What should I do? Is this smart? And this just goes to show this is an unprovoked thought in many consumers' heads right now. So in this video today, we're gonna talk about the 2018 and 2020 iPad Pros, the third and fourth gen models, whether you should buy one now, wait, and of course, I'll talk about some of the leaks and rumors as for what the 2021 iPad will be. Maybe it'll be launched in March, who knows? We'll have to find out. But yeah, before we jump into things here, I would appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions. Any interaction is great. It helps the well-being of my channel and helps my content reach more people. So yeah, shout out to my good friend Mahmoud who asked about iPad Pro. Funny enough, we actually met in freshman year at some sort of dumb retreat because we were both watching the 2015 September Apple event where iPad Pro was launched. So we've come full circle here. I mean, you know, we're talking about iPad Pro now and we were talking about iPad Pro 5 years ago. So anyway, let's jump into things here. First up, let's touch on the 2020 model. And I know this is very tempting. You know, it's brand new, it's available in the store. You can get it right now if you wanted to, but I'm gonna just say, stay away from this right now because of, you know, two reasons. Number one, the 2018 model is so similar. First and foremost, it shares basically the same chip. The A12Z, which is in the 2020 model, is a tad bit better than the A12X found in the 2018 model, simply because it has an additional GPU core. But from my testing that I did last year, I noticed no real performance jump, I would say here. They both have the same multi-core and single-core scores roughly, and you know, from my testing, my real-world testing for that matter, gaming and video editing was basically the same. So the whole experience, you know, at least performance-wise, is identical for the most part. Also, you know, I know some people enjoy the camera setup in the 2020 model. It has a dual camera setup, an ultra-wide, an IR or an AR blaster sensor, and the typical 12 megapixel sensor. The 2018 model has this same camera up at the top here, or one of them for that matter. It has the single, you know, 12 megapixel sensor and lens. And I honestly think that is more than enough for most people. You know, I don't wanna like just think for others in terms of what I need. However, I'm just here to tell you, having an extra camera on your iPad isn't that crazy. I would instead rather spend money on an iPhone with an extra camera, like a telephoto lens with my 11 Pro or my 12 Pro, excuse me. So yeah, I mean, the 2018 model is so similar in every different way. The design is the same, the colors are the same, the display is the same, the overall experience is the same. So if you can pick that up for a good price, used or refurbished, once again, you should do that. Now, in terms of new iPads, pretty soon, in a month and a half or so, we're gonna have an iPad which costs the same as this, which will have a better display, a mini LED display for that matter. It'll be the same, you know, refresh rate, it'll still be 120 Hertz, but it's gonna probably be a bit brighter, more contrasty, just better overall. And if it's the same price, then, you know, why not wait? Also, too, the performance is gonna get a lot better. The A14X is rumored to be in the next iPad Pro, and that's gonna be similar in performance, I would say, to the M1 chip, which has blown everyone away. You know, the A14 processor by itself is really, really impressive with the 5nm architecture. So performance is going to get a huge boost. And if you're somebody who is doing, you know, video editing within like LumaFusion, for example, or anything super intensive, you're gonna want to do that. You're gonna want to have, you know, all the performance you can get, you know, for the cheapest price. Or like, you don't want to pay $1,000 right now for the A12Z and then regret your decision a month later when you have a processor that's 1.5 times or 2 times better potentially. So you're gonna wanna wait for the performance for the most part, also a better display. There might be some design tweaks as well, but for the most part, the iPad Pro is still gonna look pretty similar. Apple pretty much has 3-year cycles with their, you know, flagship product. Like iPhone usually looks the same for like, you know, I don't know, 3 years, like iPhone 10 to iPhone 11 Pro, and now we have the 12. So yeah, you know, this is a great device. I mean, if you buy it right now, you really can't go wrong. You're gonna love this regardless. The iPad Pro 2020 model is still gonna be fantastic for digital note-taking and such. I mean, I use it every day for that, for example. And let's just pretend I still had this and the new one came out. There is a chance that I might just stick with this because I'm happy with this and I don't need an iPad Pro to video edit. I don't need an iPad Pro to be the most powerful device that I have. I want like an iMac or a MacBook Pro to be. But if you want power, once again, you're gonna wanna go with a newer model. You know, just wait for that. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, iPad Pro is a great product. You can't really go wrong anytime you buy it. But I'll reiterate here, if you want an iPad Pro right now, you need one for school, for your semester, you know, you want it to alleviate some of the pain of being in online school, buy the 2018 model, or, you know, better yet, buy the iPad Air. It's a great product. I've gone over that as a college student, you know, or from a college student's perspective. If you need an iPad Pro for performance, just wait a little bit longer, listen to more leaks. And if Apple doesn't have a spring event, then you might want to buy this, but also, once again, consider the 2018 model because it's just as powerful. Oh, and real quick, I want to mention my channel sponsor, Paperlike. I'm sure you've heard of them at this point, but if you haven't, they make these fantastic screen protectors that bring a paper-like feel to your note-taking. So instead of having a very glossy or slippery experience, you get a very, you know, paper-like experience, hence the name. I was someone who was huge on handwritten notes with like a composition notebook and such, and this is such a godsend. A really great thing to have. It makes note-taking a lot more intuitive. I highly recommend you pick one up. I'll leave an affiliate link in the video description, so not only will you benefit from having this amazing screen protector, but you also help the channel out as well. And that about wraps things up here. I hope this video helped you out. I'd appreciate it once again if you leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe for more content like this. And I just thought I would give you a little sneak peek here. I have bought, or I'm buying, a lot of old Apple stuff. We have some iPhones, an iPad mini. I'm getting into this. I've always been, you know, a huge fan of Apple. I used to be a fanboy, I'm not gonna lie, but in recent years, you know, I have a more objective outlook, but nonetheless, I love old Apple products. I love old Apple products specifically with original firmware. So if you wanna see content on this, leave a like, comment, and also if you have anything with original firmware, let's just say it's a 3G with 2.0 software, an iPhone 2G with 1.0 software, an iPad with original firmware, let me know, hit me up, email me. I'd love to take a look. I might, you know, snag it off you or something. And I also have some original, you know, like sealed iPad unboxings coming up. Yeah, that should be really fun. A very cool video shot in 4K 10, 11 years later. So anyway, yeah, stay tuned for that. And as always, I'm Noah and I will catch you all in the next one.